So what version of Joker do we expect to see in the DC universe? Well, according to some speculation and reports, we might just be seeing the Red Hood. Yes, Joker before he was ever Joker. And we might even have hints at this, so let's talk about what's going on. So if you're not familiar with the long and complex history of the Joker, I don't blame you. Much like many other DC characters, due to reboots, crisis events, and retcons from different writers, there's been a story that unfolds in multiple directions, and then at one point, they try to make them all matter, just like they did with Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and it just gets a bit convoluted. So DC has multiple times tried to restructure the Joker's history, and as it stands right now, it's very simple. Before he officially became known as the Joker, Joker was known as the Red Hood. So the simplest explanation I can give you is, before the Joker was Joker, he was just a bank robber and a lower level criminal that was still aspiring to get up there, but again, lower level. Then years later, Joker ends up offing Jason Todd. Jason Todd comes back and declares himself Red Hood after the original Joker identity because he learned about who the Joker was in a previous life and he wanted to take on that identity. So then his potential identity and who he really is would be largely unknown and a giant mystery. Hence why it's such a big revelation when Batman finds out that the Red Hood is in fact Jason Todd, because the Red Hood was originally Joker, who ended up becoming his ultimate nemesis. So it's sort of like poetry, right? It rhymes, two giant nemesis, but both of them went with the moniker of Red Hood. So there's now belief that Red Hood is going to be the version of Joker we get in the DCU. Now, honestly, I could see this playing out in such a way that this does make sense, so follow along here. Matt Reeves and the Batman are using Joker, and we can tell he's going to be Joker. So why not split the difference and not confuse people by offering up the other story? By having Joker established early on as the Red Hood figure, and then he outs himself as Joker, and we get that origin plus Joker proper in this, who's probably guaranteed going to be a lot more comic-like and Mark Hamill-like than what they're going to do with the Reeves film. So that way, it's two distinctly different characters, and when they want to touch upon the history, maybe even in Clayface, they can show us the Red Hood gang the way it started. And you know, I think I would be cool with Red Hood Joker, quite honestly. Give us the development. Show us that character become Joker. And what if it's completely different? What if he becomes Joker around the time of Clayface, and then when we actually get to Brave and the Bold, this is our debut of the real Joker, and now it's sort of like the entire Bat family versus him, not just Batman. Completely recontextualize his history with Batman by also including Red Hood coming back, aka Jason Todd, the failed Robin. That would be an interesting angle to take, with a new Robin taking the mantle, Damian, but also now the old failed one technically returns from the dead, the debut of the real Joker, and the Bat family at odds with one another. That to me sounds like a pretty intense take on a Batman reboot. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.